Game of Thrones is
Yeah.
possibly making a movie. Well, it seems like it's relatively a for sure thing at this point, right?
Yeah.
At least as for sure of a thing as it can be at this moment, because we've had so many circumstances where either Martin teases something or tells us something's going to happen and it doesn't, right? There's been so many different cases of that happening. But right now it seems like as of now there is a movie that is in development, even though it is at the very beginning of development. There's a bunch of articles about this, but Warner Brothers is making a Game of Thrones movie. About what exactly? While HBO Max has canceled a number of Game of Thrones spin-offs, is currently airing one, um, and has others to release or in development. Now it appears the series is heading to theaters. So we
Yeah.
know that they got another season or two potentially. I'm not sure of House of the Dragon, and we're also going to be get Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, Dunk and Egg, or the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. What is the official title? I know it's based on the
Dunk
book
and
Dunk and
egg.
Egg. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm misplacing the name. I can't remember what the name is either.
But we know
Put in
that's happening. We saw
Yeah, put it
actual
in the
footage
comments
from
if
that.
you guys know what the title for that show is gonna be.
Yeah. In an unexpected turn, the Hollywood Reporter is reporting that at least one film is set in the Song and Eye of Ice and Fire universe is
Mhm.
being quietly developed. The problem is the film has no director, no writer, and no cast. So more or less, someone going. We shall make a Game of Thrones movie, I guess. So basically,
Yeah.
they're saying we're gonna try to make a movie out of this, and I have some theories as to why they're pursuing this exactly.
Oh, yeah. I don't know specifically why they're choosing a movie per se, but I know clearly, and well, not clearly. I'm still speculating here.
Mm.
We talked about this off screen, where in preparation for this, it's probably, in my opinion, because none of this is true yet. It's just an opinion based thing. Um, it's probably going to be a sequel to the show, and probably it's their attempt at fixing the last season. At
You
least
think
that's what I
so?
think. That's what I think.
Look, I think they could fix the last season in a limited series or something. That's what I think. But a movie to go to theaters, that's kind of a big statement. And here's the thing, as much as we want to say, you know, The Chosen is a big deal,
Mhm.
it still is kind of insulated. However, with the numbers that The Chosen, right, The Chosen
Mhm.
series is doing currently,
Yeah.
and they're seeing that people watching it for free on the Chosen app is growing and growing and growing. There is and of course the theatrical release of the shows, right?
Mhm.
That is getting people to pay attention. They're like, maybe these series can go to theaters. That's what I think. I don't think people are ignorant to what's going on with The Chosen. And I think they want a little bit of that action. But with Warner Brothers and HBO being such a legacy company, I think
Yeah.
they're worried or they don't have the correct kind of distribution to go ahead and put out episodes of a series like The Chosen is doing through the
On
Fathom
in theaters.
events, right?
So
In
what
theaters.
you're saying is they're gonna make a feature length movie.
They're making a feature length movie, but it's probably going to look and feel just like the show, right? I don't think it's going to change.
Sure.
Like it's not going to
Do
become
you
anamorphic or something. I think it's going to be feel like the show, but it's going to be in theaters, maybe.
do you think um, what we love about the show, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you shouldn't correct me because I'm always right. But uh,
Incorrect.
the thing we love about the show is not we don't know what's going to happen next, because like we kind of know the story of House of the Dragon right now. We know kind of the turnout. If you read the book, you kind of know, oh, this is going to happen.
Right.
But the thing you love about the show is the drama and the intrigue and the back and forth between all the characters, to where that is what you tune in for. You want to see Damon do his thing. You want to see Rhaenyra
Mhm.
do her thing. And so making a movie where movies in general aren't like shows where you tune in for the drama, if that makes sense, that it won't quite fit as good, because for movies you're there for the plot. You're
Yeah.
there for the drama too, but it's not, shows are drama.
You're
So,
supposed to sit with the show for a long time.
yes. And so do you think we know too much about this world, um the throne, that nothing won't be surprising to us?
No, no. I think, well, if they're doing it in the time frame of A Song in Ice and Fire, they already had the show to explain the events of the books, although the books haven't been written yet.
Mhm.
If they do a movie, it's going to be faster paced. I think all of that knowledge, that background that we have from the show, is going to work in the audience's favor. It's going to work in the favor of the story, because you can tell a little bit more of a shallow, little faster paced film story. You can
Mhm.
do that without having to have a ton of setup. I mean, unless they have a whole bunch of new characters, you don't have to do a ton of setup. Which actually, even though this report talks about how they don't have any casting, there's some recent news
Oh,
that
yeah,
might
yeah. Let's
show
let's get into this.
they actually might be tapping Macy Williams, or at least there's evidence. There's
Mhm.
evidence of something here. Okay, so um, Martin recently went to the UK, the author of the books,
Yes.
and he met with Macy Williams. She plays Arya Stark. If you guys haven't seen the show, she was in every single season as one of the major
Yeah,
players
and she,
in the story, right?
spoiler alert, she kind of became the faceless woman
Shh.
at the end of the show, and it didn't.
The faceless woman. That's not the big thing. She became the one who killed the Night King. That was the
No,
big deal.
that too. She's
Um,
got a big role.
as much as people didn't like the end of it, that's what happened. Okay. So they caught up with Macy Williams, who played Arya Stark in Game of Thrones. So he says in his not a blog, website thing, he does these
Mhm.
life update blogs. He wrote, "We also got together with Macy Williams for pizza and pasta and talked about dot dot dot." Martin teased before adding, "Well, no, better not get into it. Do not want to jinx it, but it could be so much fun."
I
So
mean,
this is like very subtle evidence. This is very speculation, but I'm just saying,
yeah.
out of everything we have to go off of, the time frame that they're talking about this movie possibly being in, as well as him starting to reach out to old actors from the show, it seems like where there's smoke, there's fire on some level, right?
Well, I mean, there's definitely pizza and pasta.
Yeah.
Is he trying to tell us something with secretly throwing in there's pizza and pasta there? I don't know.
I
That's
don't know, but listen, this really upsets me. If we ever want
yeah.
to know what the true ending to this story is, Martin, Mr.
Stop eating your
George,
pizza and pasta.
stop eating pizza and pasta. Start choosing a salad. Eat two side
Yeah.
salads at
Maybe,
the
maybe
pizza
like
joint.
a couple of steaks, or a steak
Yeah, eat
instead,
a steak and do
and
a
that's it.
keto diet, man. Like
Yeah,
you're getting old. You're
he's
not healthy.
old.
You're not healthy at all.
No,
You know that when you look at someone and be like, "Oh, they're really not healthy," then you're in a bad position, right? Because it's like that's one of the first things you notice. Oh, this person's unhealthy.
I
Which,
mean
whatever,
he's
people are free to be unhealthy. I'm just saying, if we want to know the end of the story, the real end of the story, he's got to
yeah.
stick around, and he's not writing these books very quickly.
And I mean, he's not even doing the Peter Jackson, treatment where, between books or between seasons of the show that he'll like fix himself and get healthy. He's just like,
And
he's
then on
consistently
production, he just
not.
falls apart again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's consistently just kind of
You guys
here.
should Google. You
No.
guys should Google Peter Jackson at the beginning or at the start of filming The Hobbit. You should Google that and then look at like interviews at the end of The Hobbit. He went right back. Like he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
thin. Peter Jackson didn't look like
Uh-huh.
himself. He was thin. And then by the end of The Hobbit, he was just all big again.
We haven't
There's
seen
a lot
Peter
of
Jackson
stress.
in the limelight recently, so I'm curious where he's at.
He's been
Is he?
doing documentaries and stuff. I've seen a recent interview with him that was this year.
Yeah.
He's kept the
Is
weight.
he?
He's kept
He's
the weight.
kept the weight. He's kept the
Yeah,
healthy weight.
but he
That's funny.
looks older. He's got a lot more gray. A lot more gray.
Oh yeah, it's like I mean, I imagine going into 3 movies of Lord of the Rings, which he's done 6.
Mm.
So 3 movies of Lord of the Rings is like the equivalent of 1 term presidency, and he's done 2 of them so far. So he's
So
done
he's
his
got two terms of Lord of
2
the
terms of
Rings.
presidency.
Well, he's about to become one of the producers or executive producer for The Hunt for Gollum. So it's like he's
Oh,
entering a
yeah.
third term,
Oh, he's
right?
doing a 3rd. Man,
But he's
that's
not the director. He's not the writer, at least
okay.
right now. That's
Yeah.
Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis, who
Yeah, yeah.
played Gollum, is going
Andy
to be
can do
that.
it. I do respect Andy Serkis, so I think it
Sort
would
of.
be
I
pretty good.
respect him a lot, but I just don't like the movies he's made. Like, he's done the Venom movies, right? I don't like them.